Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you today about a very painful and confusing experience that too many of us have faced, being love bombed by someone who had no real intentions, someone who was a serial scammer in the game of your heart. Now, when you're in that whirlwind of attention and affection, it feels like you've hit the jackpot. Every message, every call, every promise. It's intoxicating. You think you've finally found that person who sees you, who values you, who is willing to go all in. But here's the truth: love bombing is not love. It's manipulation wrapped in charm. Let's start by understanding something that sounds harmless at first, but it can leave a mark on your heart that lasts longer than you ever imagined. I'm talking about love bombing. Now, love bombing sounds like love, doesn't it? Oh, they're showering me with attention. They care about me. They're sending me messages all day, calling me, telling me how amazing I am. And at first, you're floating on cloud nine thinking, this is it. This is the person I've been waiting for. But here's the reality: love bombing is not love. It's a tactic, a manipulation, a way to make you feel dependent, to make you trust someone before they even reveal who they really are. And when the person doing it is a serial scammer, it becomes a game, a performance designed to capture your heart and leave you wondering what just happened. A serial scammer knows exactly how to make you feel special. They know what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and how to appear like the person of your dreams. They might tell you things that feel like your soul has been seen, like they understand you better than anyone ever could. Every compliment, every text, every promise is calculated. And when you're caught up in it, your brain starts to believe it. You think, finally, someone gets me. Finally, someone loves me. But it's all a mirage. It's a carefully constructed illusion designed to make you trust them before they take advantage of that trust. Impact of being love bombed by a serial scammer is deep. It messes with your emotions. It makes you question your judgment. You start to doubt your ability to know who's real and who's not. You replay every interaction in your mind, trying to figure out when the illusion started, when the truth was hidden, and how you didn't see it coming. It's confusing. It's painful. It shakes your sense of security in relationships. And if you let it, it can make you withdraw from love entirely. But here's the truth: experiencing love bombing does not make you weak. It does not make you foolish. It makes you human, because the scammer didn't pick you because you were naive. They picked you because you have a heart that's open, a heart that loves, a heart that believes in connection. And that is a strength, not a flaw. The key is to recognize the signs, to understand the impact, and to take the lessons with you. Love bombing teaches you about manipulation, but it also teaches you about your own resilience, about your ability to heal, and about the importance of valuing yourself above all else. When someone comes into your life and sweeps you off your feet, and it all feels too good to be true, pause. Take a step back. Examine it. Don't let the excitement blind you. Love bombing can feel amazing, but the scars it leaves are real. Recognize it, understand it, and use that knowledge to protect your heart while keeping it open for the real love that's waiting for you out there. Now that we understand the impact of love bombing, let's talk about the people behind it, the serial scammers, and the ways they manipulate your heart and mind. These aren't people who accidentally hurt you. No, they are masters at reading you, at finding the cracks in your armor, and then exploiting them with precision. They know exactly how to make you feel needed, wanted, and loved, all while their only goal is to take from you emotionally, financially, or both. And the scary thing is, they do it so smoothly that at first, you don't even see it coming. A serial scammer will mirror you. They'll say the things you've always wanted to hear. They'll echo your values, dreams, your fears, and your passions as if they've been living inside your head. And you start thinking, finally, someone understands me. Finally, I've met my person. But what they're doing is not love, it's manipulation. They create a false sense of intimacy so quickly that your emotions get hijacked before your mind even has a chance to process it. Every compliment, every promise, every emotional confession is carefully calculated. It's like a magician performing a trick. Your focus is on the sparkle while your heart is being taken for a ride. Another tactic is urgency. They pressure you to move faster than you should. They say things like, I've never felt this way before, we need to be together now, or if we don't act fast, lose this. They want to rush you into trusting them, into investing your emotions, and sometimes even your money. When someone is sincere, they don't need to rush you. They don't need to manipulate your timing. A serial scammer thrives on your vulnerability, and urgency is the perfect way to exploit it. They also isolate you. A scammer will subtly make you feel like no one else understands you the way they do. They'll plant seeds that you can only trust them. This makes you dependent on their approval, their affection, their attention. And once that dependency is established, it becomes easier for them to control the narrative, to shape your feelings, and to ensure that you overlook the warning signs. And let me tell you this, sometimes they are extremely charming. Sometimes they make you feel like you're the luckiest person alive. And that's exactly the point. They make you forget caution. They make you forget the rules you normally live by. They create a story in which you are the heroine, the chosen one, and it feels so good that you ignore the red flags. But charm without integrity is poison, and the longer you stay in it, the more tangled your heart becomes. Understanding these tactics isn't about making you paranoid. It's about making you aware. Awareness is power. Once you recognize the manipulation, the mirroring, the urgency, the isolation, the charm, you start seeing things for what they are. And when you see clearly, you stop being a victim and start protecting your heart, your mind, and your life from someone who never had genuine intentions to begin with. Now we've talked about what love bombing is and how scammers manipulate their targets. But here's the part that hits the hardest for most people, the part where you start asking yourself, was it my fault? Did I do something wrong? How did I not see this coming? I want to tell you right now, stop blaming yourself. Stop replaying every conversation in your head, analyzing every word, thinking, if only I had done this differently, maybe it wouldn't have happened. Let me tell you something. This was never about you. It was about them. The serial scammer didn't see you as a person, they saw you as a target. And no matter how smart, how cautious, how loving you are, they are trained to exploit your heart. It's natural to feel guilt and shame when someone deceives you. Your heart wanted to trust, it wanted to believe, and it did. And that's not a weakness, it's your humanity showing. But the problem isn't your capacity to love. Problem was the person who manipulated it. A scammer's intent is always selfish. They are not looking for a connection. They're looking for an advantage. They are not looking to grow with you. They are looking to use you. And the sad part is, they do it over and over again because they know exactly how to find someone who is open-hearted, compassionate, and trusting. When you start blaming yourself, you give the scammer power even after they're gone. You start believing that maybe you weren't good enough, that your instincts failed, that your judgment was flawed. But let me be crystal clear, your instincts did not fail. They were just faced with a highly skilled manipulator who intentionally created confusion, charm, and false intimacy. The lesson isn't, I was stupid. The lesson is, I survived this and I will do better next time. Recognizing the scammer's intent is liberating. When you finally see that everything they did was calculated, that their compliments, their promises, their urgency were all tools, it takes away the personal guilt. It puts the responsibility where it belongs, on them. And when you place responsibility where it belongs, you free yourself from self-blame. You start to understand that being deceived doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. It makes you someone who cared deeply, someone capable of love, someone who will one day recognize the difference between genuine affection and manipulation. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the truth. No matter how careful you are, some people are just wired to exploit love. And it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of theirs. You didn't fail. You were not weak. You were human and you were open. And the more you understand that, the faster you heal, the stronger you get, and the better you prepare for the love that's truly meant for you. Stop blaming yourself. Start blaming the behavior. Recognize the intent and move forward with your heart intact, because the right person will come along who sees you for the treasure you truly are. When you've been love-bombed by a serial scammer, one of the most important lessons you can take away is learning to recognize the red flags before your heart gets pulled into another whirlwind. These people are smooth. They are experts at disguising their true intentions. They know how to make you feel special, and they know exactly how to make you doubt yourself when suspicion arises. But the truth is, there are signs, there are patterns, and the sooner you learn them, the safer your heart will be. One of the biggest red flags is moving too fast. A serial scammer will rush you into a level of intimacy that normally takes months or years to build. They'll insist that you're their soulmate, that you were destined to meet, that the universe brought you together for a reason. And at first, it feels magical. You feel seen, appreciated, wanted. Real love doesn't need to push you into decisions you're not ready for. It doesn't pressure you to trust someone instantly or invest emotionally before you're ready. If someone is rushing your heart, slow it down. Step back. Evaluate. Your heart is not a race. Another warning sign is excessive flattery and constant attention. At first, it feels amazing, like your self-esteem is being lifted, but there's a difference between genuine affection and calculated manipulation. If every message, every call, every compliment is about making you feel addicted to their presence, that's a signal. Real love allows space. Real love doesn't try to hypnotize you with constant validation. If someone is trying to create dependency through relentless attention, pause and pay attention. They often share dramatic stories or paint themselves as victims, and that's another tactic. Serial scammers will tell you about hardships, tragedies, or crises that elicit your sympathy. They want to make you feel needed, like you're the one who can save them, rescue them, or fix their life. Compassion is a wonderful thing, but it can also be weaponized. If you find yourself carrying someone else's burdens before truly knowing them, take a step back and observe the pattern. Scammers want emotional investment before authenticity is proven. A third red flag is secrecy or avoidance of accountability. They may be vague about their past, unwilling to share details, or quick to avoid questions. If someone's story doesn't add up, or they constantly redirect the conversation, it's a sign that something is off. People who genuinely care about you and want a relationship are transparent. They answer your questions. They let you into their world gradually but honestly. If someone hides who they are or avoids real conversation, pay attention. Another big sign is inconsistencies in words and actions. They say one thing and do another. They promise devotion, but their behavior contradicts it. One day they are all in, the next day they disappear. The pattern of inconsistency is designed to confuse you, make you question your judgment, and pull you closer while keeping you off balance. Recognizing this behavior early is key because it prevents the emotional roller coaster that scammers thrive on. Most powerful tool against being scammed is awareness. Awareness is the difference between being a victim and protecting yourself. Trust your instincts. If something feels too good to be true, it probably is. Look for these red flags not with suspicion, with the goal of self-protection. Educate yourself about patterns of manipulation and be honest with yourself when you notice them. Your heart is precious, your time is precious, and your emotional energy is worth safeguarding. When you develop awareness, you stop being drawn into someone else's scripted game. You begin to recognize the difference between genuine affection and deception. You learn to trust your judgment, set boundaries, and value yourself above the illusion that a scammer can create. Awareness isn't just defense, it's empowerment. It allows you to engage with love confidently, not blindly, and it ensures that when the right person comes along, you will see them clearly for who they are and what they truly offer. After going through the experience of being love-bombed by a serial scammer, one of the most important lessons you can take with you is understanding your self-worth and learning to protect it. You have to realize that your heart, your emotions, and your time are valuable commodities, and no one has the right to manipulate them for their gain. Far too many people give away pieces of themselves to those who don't deserve it, and that's not just dangerous, it's exhausting. When you know your worth, you no longer allow someone else's agenda to dictate your feelings or actions. You start setting boundaries, saying no, and demanding respect. Knowing your self-worth begins with honesty with yourself. You have to acknowledge the pain, the betrayal, and the confusion you felt. Don't minimize your experience. Don't convince yourself that because someone deceived you, it makes you weak or foolish. Truth is, your capacity to love, to trust, to open yourself to another human being is a strength, and it deserves protection. If you're willing to recognize that, then you're ready to implement boundaries that shield your heart from predators disguised as lovers. Protecting yourself is not about building walls and shutting people out. It's about creating a filter. It's about understanding who deserves access to your emotional world and who doesn't. People who genuinely care about you will respect your pace, your values, and your boundaries. People who seek to manipulate you will try to bypass those boundaries, pressure you, and make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. Once you realize this difference, you can make decisions that honor your self-worth without guilt or hesitation. One of the ways to protect your self-worth is to take responsibility for your own emotional well-being. No one else can do that for you. A serial scammer thrives on dependency. They want you emotionally hooked so they can control the narrative. But when you take charge of your feelings, when you recognize that your happiness and stability are your responsibility, they lose power. You learn to pause before giving away trust, to question intentions before giving away your heart, and to listen to your instincts even when the charm is irresistible. Self-worth also means knowing that you deserve honesty, consistency, and respect. Anyone who cannot provide those things consistently is not worthy of your emotional investment. You don't have to justify your standards or apologize for expecting decency. This doesn't make you difficult. It makes you wise. It shows that you value yourself enough to walk away from anything that diminishes you. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It's survival, and it is the foundation for healthy relationships in the future. Another key aspect of self-worth is patience. The right person will never rush you, never make you feel unworthy, and never treat your emotions like a tool. You have to wait for someone who meets your standards and aligns with your values, someone whose presence adds to your life rather than drains it. And while you wait, you protect yourself by staying aware, staying grounded, and refusing to settle for a version of love that is built on lies, manipulation, or deceit. Ultimately, understanding your self-worth and protecting it transforms the way you interact with love. You stop being vulnerable to manipulators because you respect your heart enough to recognize danger before it becomes harm. You don't fear being alone because you know solitude is better than sharing your life with someone who doesn't deserve it. You raise your standards, enforce your boundaries, and trust that genuine love is out there, waiting for someone strong enough, aware enough, and wise enough to recognize it when it comes. Protect your heart, honor your worth, and never let anyone convince you that you're too much, sensitive, or too demanding for wanting love that's real. After everything you've been through, after the heartbreak, the confusion, and the betrayal from being love-bombed by a serial scammer, it's easy to lose hope. It's easy to start thinking that maybe love isn't real, that people are only out to use you, and that your heart will never find someone genuine. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Real love exists. It's out there, waiting for the person who has learned from their experiences, who has healed, and who is ready to recognize it when it appears. The key is to hold on to hope, to believe in the possibility of authentic connection, and to prepare yourself to receive it with clarity and confidence. Hope is not blind optimism. Hope is not pretending that the pain didn't happen or ignoring the lessons you've learned. It is a conscious choice to believe that your experiences, even the painful ones, are shaping you for something better. Every heartache, every deception, every encounter with someone who